So, okay, so the next morning comes, I went through that whole night of not non-sleep. My daughter kept being woken up too. She didn't sleep. She's like, Mom, I can't do this again. Waiting for the doctor all day, all day, all day. The doctor shows up at 4:30 in the afternoon. But let me backtrack a little. They gave me, I think, one more thing treatment of antibiotics. That was Monday. That morning, I called in breakfast and I said, Can you put it on my bill? And they said, Sure. Breakfast comes, my daughter's starving, and they didn't bring her any breakfast. I was furious, and I was starving, so I'm eating mine. I said, Well, if I share yours, when they bring yours, please share with me because I'm really hungry. She was starving. She's like, No, I'm not taking your food. When I called back and found out why they never sent my daughter the breakfast, because you said you wasn't going to pay. I was like, Excuse me? They said, You said forget it because you're not going to pay. I said, really? I said that? I'm going to leave my daughter hungry? I was like, What the heck is wrong with these people? So the lady knew I was furious, and she just doesn't want to. She's like, Just tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want. And I was like, You're going to lie about me, and then I'm just supposed to just tell you what I want? She's like, Just tell me what. And I was like, Just bring me what I ordered, and I'll pay for it. It was expensive. It was like $7 for breakfast. It was $10 for lunch. Oh, $9 for lunch and $11 for dinner. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm not gonna leave my daughter starving. And thank goodness I had cash on me. I don't usually carry cash, but sometimes my husband has to buy stuff for the property, and they reimburse him with cash. So I keep the cash just in case. So that happened. I'm already getting upset because I still haven't seen a doctor. They didn't feed my daughter. I hadn't slept all night. So they gave me one more intravenous. So they gave me three antibiotics, 1,000 milligrams of antibiotics, so that to take away the infection. All right, so that's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Monday morning, or whatever, Monday after, something like that. So the doctor does not come see me until 4:30. I was like, what the heck, This is how. So now I've been in the hospital for 2 days. I'm being paid for 2 days, and I haven't seen the doctor till the evening. That's dragging it out. That's just them milking money. And not only that, they told me that social workers were gonna come and help me get on emergency Medicaid. This is the kicker. They come and they said, We're not a county hospital. This is a private facility. You couldn't have told me that when I told you I had no insurance and send me to the nearest county hospital? We're not going to help you get Medicaid. We don't do that. Your husband makes too much money. And basically, this extra money he makes is to pay the rent. The rents are ridiculous up here, $2,000. Thank goodness we got a break. But still, the money they give us, it isn't even exactly what it should be to pay off that rent. In other words, what we made before, it's not the full amount. It's maybe a little less to cover the rent. So, it's kind of like you're not even really making the same exact money you're making before. So I was like, the doctor in the emergency room, we discussed this. He said, with my condition, they will take me on emergency Medicaid. Oh, well, we don't do that. So social worker said, I'm going to send someone else, because it was like 3 different divisions in the hospital. I'm going to send you someone else. I was like, whatever. So they sent me another person, and they said the same thing. They're like, us make so much money, we can't help you. You need to go to the county hospital and see if they have a division that can help you get emergency med. They'll help you do it, because it is a lot of work. All the paperwork I've been doing all summer trying to take care of my son, my daughter. I don't have it in me anymore. So, and he knew that. He told me, you are beyond the capability of helping yourself right now. Your body is just so broken down. So she said, there's one more division. I will have them call you. So anyway, I think right before the doctor came, they finally called me. I'm there all day. And she said, well, you can maybe try for disability, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I said, because, in North Carolina, they told me I couldn't apply for disability because I didn't work. She said, oh, I didn't know that. You probably can't. So they're telling me that I have no hope. That basically the thousands and thousands of dollars worth of medical care that I need, I'm not going to be able to take care of. I just maxed out my major credit card. So basically, I'm just going to die. That's basically what they're telling me. And I was hoping that the hospitals here were better than the ones in North Carolina. And I have to say, I guess they are, because they did treatment. But then that was it. They stopped treating me with the antibiotics. I hadn't gotten anything for the rest of the day. And I'm like, shouldn't you guys be giving me my next dose of it to help, if you don't take antibiotics for like 2 weeks. And I can feel it was the pain came back. And I was only allowed to use the powder, twice a day. It was horrible. And it was this little thing like this, but it, had about that much powder. Anyway, then the doctor comes and she says, I want to check out this infection you have. And like, again, they said a specialist was going to come. They said, oh, we know what you're talking about the next day. My husband even heard them. They were saying it all day Sunday. They didn't even want to give me anything for the pain because they wanted him to see it at its worst. I'm like, I need something. So anyway, they had got me the powder the night before. I was only allowed twice a day. Then the next day, no specialist was coming. So they would have left me like that all night and no specialist was even coming. Anyway, the doctor came, says, I need to examine you. I'm trying to get out of this recliner because it's not working right. She says, I can't check you on there. And I'm like, I'm trying to get up so I can get on the bed for you. She says, she saw me having a hard time. She says, well, if you want, I'll check you there. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm getting up. When I got up, she saw the abnormal hugeness of my panis, of my hanging belly. I had this whole speech prepared to beg them to give me a CAT scan. She just took one look at my belly and said, you need a CAT scan. She says, what is going on down there? So she looked at my panis and she says, yeah, I see it's bad, whatever, blah, blah, and starts walking out the door. I'm like, wait a minute, I have questions. How do I handle this diabetes? How do I, do you have any information about diabetes? I figure high blood pressure is a salt intake. I understand diabetes is sugar intake, but as you know, it's not just sugar. It's like everything breaks down into sugar. So the lady's just running out the door. I didn't even get to ask her about my heart. And she was just like, well, the nurses will take care of that. And she just walks out. She says, I'm going to schedule a CAT scan for you now. I said, you sure you're going to do this now? Because I just spent basically almost 2 days in the hospital, I'm getting some treatment, but the real thing is the doctor needs to take care of this. And she says, yeah, I'm doing it now. So I got a phone call from my son's guy. I was thinking, I never got a card. I never got a letter from my son's clinic. And it's about time that he gets his refills for his bipolar. I was thinking that the whole week before. I'm thinking, I got to figure that out. I got to figure out who to call and find out when's his next appointment. They never gave me a card, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got a call in the hospital. Your appointment is Wednesday, and this is Tuesday at 1:40. I was like, I can't stay here another night. My daughter had left me. She says, I can't stay with you, Mommy. I couldn't sleep. This was too much for me. Like you can't just walk to and get snacks or whatever. And I was feeling like, I was so tired that I'm fine. I'll probably just sleep tonight if they don't interrupt me, and I understand, and blah, blah, blah. And so the doctor, like I said, came at 4:30. So I talked to the nurse because the doctor just runs off, and I'm like, did she schedule this? And the nurse said, yeah, I saw her. I said, when did she schedule this? I said, she told me, because if I have to stay another night, this was a Monday night. I said, if I have to stay another night, I cannot stay tomorrow. So if she scheduled this for tomorrow at 5, then I got to wait for the result. That can't happen. I have to leave here Tuesday night. I need to take my son to his clinic. I said, and his clinic, you can't. I tried to reschedule once, and it's 2 months away. I can't do that. He needs his refills. I need my son's refills. I cannot stay here another night. Unless there's an emergency surgery going to happen, I cannot stay here another night. So I said, I'm staying here tonight, so this has to be scheduled first thing in the morning. And I remember telling the doctor, I remember as the doctor was running out the door, oh, you might need surgery, but we haven't gotten your chest x-ray. I said, I got 2 chest x-rays. And she's like, oh, okay. She's just running out the door. And I'm like, So I'm figuring maybe they're going to give me emergency surgery. I said, then my husband will just have to take off from work. We're just going to have to suck it up, lose a couple of hours of pay for him to take my son, because my son needs those refills. And I'm like flabbergasted thinking about the finances, how one credit card is maxed out, and what am I going to do, and blah, 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 because, because of all the car continuously breaking down, blah, 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 the trip, everything just, the move just really exhausted us financially. And so I'm, but at the same time, I'm feeling so like I just want to live, feeling this, oh, I'm going to die. It was like, that's the least of my worries right now. I just need to survive. So the nurse comes back and says, I made sure that it was scheduled first thing in the morning. Someone will be here at 6 o'clock. I said, okay, that's better. So, they did not come that night to give me any IVs, fluids, for the infection. They came only a couple of times to give me my medications, and that was it.